Good afternoon. I'm Ted Gunderson. I apologize for my hoarseness. I was interviewed for 3 hours yesterday straight, and I talked for 3 hours straight. So I'm a retired FBI chief. I was in the FBI for 27 years. Retired March 30, 1979. I've been out 30 years, and I've been a private investigator. California license 12878. Well, 911 is obvious. Everybody knows about that. But Oklahoma City, it was for them to say that that was a fertilizer bomb in that truck is absolutely ridiculous. They blew up stumps in the farmyard with fertilizer bombs, and that was a what we call hydrodynamic gaseous fuel device. When that occurred, I had a call from Mike Reconnaisuto, my friend. He's a CIA scientist for 20 years. Michael said that that was, quote, my bomb. Not that he made that bomb, but that was a bomb that he designed. And it was, when it was first set off in the desert in Area 51, it was so powerful they underestimated the power of it. One of the scientists died, and another one was injured. They had no idea how dynamically strong it was, how powerful it was. And it's a directional bomb, by the way. And for the government to say, and you've seen pictures of Oklahoma City, the whole building was half a moon. It was torn down, looked like a half moon. For them to say a fertilizer bomb did that is absolutely ridiculous. And what I did, and I have a CD, it's with 6,500 pages of my reports, 52 reports, including Oklahoma City. And what I did is, in my research, in talking to Mike Reconnaisuto, I found the contract number for the bomb in a scientific magazine. And I wrote to Picatinny Arsenal in New Jersey. Here's the contract number. I'd like to have a copy of the contract. This is all public source information. They can't keep that from you. They wrote back and they said there's no such contract. And I had the contract number. And they to this day claim there's no such contract. Okay, so there was a contract. Now, that afternoon, there were 4 TV stations in Oklahoma City that covered it. And I've got these, by the way, I've got these broadcasts. All 4 of these stations said, oh, they're bringing bombs out of the building. And then in September, one of them said, we're going to find out who's behind this now, because one of them has U.S. Army stencil on it. Okay? And in the September magazine, Fireman's Magazine, and there was an article about Oklahoma City written by the editor, and he attributes the information in the article to the Oklahoma City Fire Department. And in there he names the time, he had a timeline, the time they brought the 4 bombs out. These are 4 conventional bombs. That building was meant to be destroyed completely. Okay, the barometric bomb, which was the electrohydrodynamic gaseous fuel device, was to go off first, followed by the conventional bombs on the inside. The conventional bomb didn't go off for some reason. So, this is all documented. Now, Terry Nichols, who's one of the co-defendants in Oklahoma City, is in prison here in Utah, I understand. And he's recently submitted an affidavit wherein he names Larry Potts, number 2 man in the FBI, as having been the person who orchestrated it. There was a practice run, apparently, or accumulation of some of these people involved in the planning for the Oklahoma City, and I think it's Oklahoma City, a town named Oklahoma City, and this fellow named Strassmeyer, who was from Germany, and he was brought over here specifically by the U.S. Department of Justice to act as an informant. He was in Oklahoma City on a regular basis. McVeigh was in Elm. So McVeigh was in this camp. There was also a young lady in the camp, and she was an informant for the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. And I forget the details, and I forget her name offhand because it's been years since I was involved in the case or investigated it. It's in my report. And afterwards, the government tried to prosecute her, and they actually had a trial. And she was acting as an informant for the BATF. And they tried to say that she was involved in it. I think she was acquitted, though. But McVeigh and Terry Nichols, and absolutely no question, there's a huge cover. That's just one example of Oklahoma City. So, well, why? The question is why. As a result of 9/11, first of all, in Oklahoma City, there wasn't enough damage or enough deaths to, quote, wake up America, so to speak, as to the terrorist attack. So along came 911. And what happened after 911? Homeland Security, the Patriot Act, I call it the Terrorist Act, by the way, that takes away many of our constitutional rights and civil liberties. I mean, let me talk about McVeigh, okay? McVeigh was mind control. No question about it.
Jesse Trenadu, his cellmate, actually testified to his brother, Ken Trenadu, a lawyer here in Salt Lake City, of that very fact.
And he was murdered, wasn't he?
No, he's still alive.
Was he still alive?
Oh wait, no, he was murdered, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was murdered.
Yeah, Jesse Trenadu. That's why Ken Trenadu.
He was murdered in Oklahoma City jail.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. And he was beat to a pulp. And I don't know what they said. They said he committed suicide or something. You know, they keep getting away with this. But McVeigh was the Lee Harvey Oswald of Oklahoma City. Lee Harvey Oswald was a puppet in the Kennedy assassination.
Well, Patsy.
A patsy. He was mind controlled, no question about it, in my opinion. You know, I can't prove it, but he was. And then here comes McVeigh, Timothy McVeigh. Okay. He was visited in jail when he was incarcerated in Oklahoma by Dr. Lewis Jolly West. Dr. West was one of the original operators and organizers and administrators of the CIA mind control program. Dr. West also visited McVeigh secretly when he was incarcerated in Colorado. Now, why would Dr. West, who was involved with CIA mind control, MK Ultra, visit a man in Oklahoma and in Colorado? Why would he do that? Unless the man was himself mind control. He wrote a letter, McVeigh wrote a letter to his sister, and it was in the Dallas Morning News, and I have a copy of it someplace, but I've had so many of my files stolen by these guys, surreptitious entries. He wrote a letter to his sister and said that he'd been recruited by the CIA to be an assassin and also to work on the CIA drug operations. That was in black and white in the paper. McVeigh was a patsy. And I think Terry Nichols has basically confirmed that.
Yeah, definitely.